What's up YouTube? Pistol Pete back again. I'm going to show you how to make your tires last longer using a gauge and some chalk. If you watched the last video that I haven't posted yet but will post because I'm making them at the same time, but I'm doing them both at the same time, post one after the other. I showed you guys my old tires off my truck and how long they lasted and how much I liked them. And I truly believe that it's attributed to what I'm about to show you. And there's other videos on YouTube out there about this. This isn't like some great super secret thing. It's just something cool that you can really make your tires last longer. So let's get to it. All right, you guys. So first off, we're going to start by checking the tire pressure. I don't know what these are at because I just got them. So we're going to see exactly how much pressure is in these tires. Cool, it goes off my gauge. So they are, this gauge only goes up to 60 pounds and it pegged it out. So we have a lot of pressure in these tires. So on my old set of tires, which were the Kelly Edge MTs, on the rear tires, the two rears, I would always run 35 PSI. So if you've got TPMS on your truck, if you do this, your lights are gonna be going off because they wanna see a minimum PSI. I don't know what it is because I don't have it. But I always rocked 35 in the rear and then 55 in the front because the engine's heavier, right? And what that does is you can see, let's bring the camera up here. So let me sneak this in here. You can see the tread right here. Let me tilt this up. It's got kind of a dome to it, right? So what that means is, and you can still see the lettering on this tire. I've probably driven them maybe 6-7 miles. You can see there's a little bit of let me move the camera, a little bit of a line right here. This part of the tire has literally never even touched the road before because they are just super, super overinflated. So what you do, let me get the camera. Let's see here. Oh, they stopped chipping wood. You're going to take your favorite color of chalk. I bought more expensive chalk. I was at the grocery store. They had white chalk for 50 cents for a box. I bought this because my daughter will love it, and there's fun colors in here. So I'm going to pick this. We're going to go with this red color. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your chalk and you're going to rub it across the tire. Just like this. I like to do a big old patch because it's a little easier to see. All right, cool. So we've got our patch right there. We're gonna go run around and do this on. Oh, let me move this chalk out of the way so I don't drive over it. We're gonna go rub it on all 4 of the tires, and I will show you. I'm pretty sure my old pressure reading from my old tires is going to be similar to what I need on these. 30, here, I'll point it at what I'm doing instead of my face. You're just going across the whole width of the tread. Probably don't need as much as I did on the rear. All right, let's go to the other side. Go like this. Get a nice contact patch. And we'll go do the passenger rear. All right. All right, so we're all chalked up now. So you can see I've got chalk laid across it. See if I can get my face in here too. All right, so what's gonna happen, because these are overinflated, there's gonna be little to no wear on the outside edge here. Let me get it turned down a little bit. Probably going to see it just a narrow band right down here in the middle. What we want is we want to see the chalk worn off smoothly across the whole width of the tire. So if the tire was underinflated, what you'd see is all the chalk being worn off on just the edges and not the center. So we want to find that sweet spot right in between the two. So what are we going to do? We're going to roll backwards and forwards in the driveway real quick. Here we go. they're not chipping wood anymore, so I don't need my headphones. All right, so as you can see, whoop, get the camera down in here. So you can see where the chalk is being worn, right? You can see that's rubbed off on the pavement. And right about here, we see it never even touched the pavement. Same back here. And you can actually see, whoa, I have a camera gimbal that I totally know how to use. You can see where we actually left chalk on the driveway from driving back and forth over that spot. So what we're gonna do is let some air out of the tires. So we're gonna go back to my old numbers, and we're just gonna see exactly kind of where we land. You can see it here, check this out. Oh, it's trying to follow my face. All right, here we go, this way. You can see, look, chalk rubbed off, chalk not even touched. So I'll spare you the super awesome boring part of deflating tires, and I'm gonna deflate some tires. I lost my valve stem cap, brand new. All right, cool. All right, YouTube, so I'm actually a little surprised because you can see, let me get the camera down here. You can see where I'm wearing, and the inner edge is just not really touching out here, and that's at 55 on the front, which was my old number on my old tires. Could be a tire thing. It also could be my driveway sits, I mean, you can see my neighbors, like, we live on kind of a side hill, so it might be like a side hill thing on the passenger side, since the truck is leaned just a little bit. So you can look at this one, you can see we wore off. That's a little hard to see because I'm so close. We were wearing off even on this side. Oops, bumped into my mirror. Same on this rear tire right here. Wore evenly, and that was at, well, a little bit in there. It's kind of hard to see, but so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unload these, my old favorite tires, and I'm gonna go for a little drive around the neighborhood and then see what the chalk looks like when I get back. All right, I'm just gonna go drive just a little bit around my neighborhood. I don't wanna totally wear the chalk off. I just wanna see how it's gonna drive, not leaned like this in my driveway. I think I should be right in there. I might lower the rears to 35, just to kind of, we'll see. I just wanted to stop at 40. That way I didn't have to add air if I needed to, because 35 is a little light on the back, but suited me good for the last 4 years and dang near 64,000 miles on the other set of tires. So we'll see how it goes. But I've just been driving here for just maybe 30 seconds, I guess. 44 seconds according to my phone. I'm gonna pull over and let's take a peek at our chalk and see what it looks like. Curious. All right, I don't have my fancy phone gimbal anymore. I'm just holding it with my hand, the old-fashioned way. So you can see on the front here, even just that short amount of driving, the chalk is all but gone. There's a little bit right here on the edge. And then on the rear, you can see on the passenger rear, right, I parked in just the wrong spot. You can see we're contacting from here to here, which means 40 PSI is too much. And I think I left my gauge back at the house. Let's see, driver's rear, same story. That's where I'm contacting, from there to there. This, I mean, that's dang near an inch, inch or a little more. On this lug, shoot, that's 1.5 inches of no contact on the tread. So I don't know if I can see it on the driver's front. Yeah, I think I'm parked right on top of it. But we're gonna, let me see if I got my gauge. I bet I left it at the house. Yeah, it's at the house. Well, let's go run home and lower the pressures a little bit more. So there you go. That was a question I've had for the last 4 years. Do different tire manufacturers require a different pressure when you're chalking them? And I think the answer is slightly yes, because I'm at 55 on the front, 40 in the rear. Definitely going to go down to 35 in the rear, and I'm probably going to go down to 50 in the front just to get everything wearing nice and even, because that's what you want. If your tires are inflated, they're shaped like this, right? And you want to find that sweet spot of inflation where they're going to just roll down the road nice and flat. That's the trick, getting the life out of these tires. It's getting hot. I'm going to start the truck. Well, I just had some fun. I was dropping my pressures and ended up having to swap out a valve stem. So while I was lowering the pressure on this guy, I was pushing it in with my the tip of my pocket knife, and it just wouldn't seat again. And if you look at it, it's not going to focus very good. Just cheap valve stem stuff. Just didn't seal up. So I get to go get my air compressor now, because we are down to around 40 on the front, which is too low. So lucky enough, I had a valve stem tool in my toolbox, and I stole a valve stem out of a spare for my camper. So go get my compressor, get this tire aired up, and we'll get this show on the road. But that just shows you, like, nothing ever really goes perfect with stuff like this, but it's still worth your time. So I also noticed that my place I went and did my tires at, they put a nice, I don't know if you can see it, they cracked my hubcap holder for my tires, and this just kind of wants to flop out. So that's, I won't disparage their name on the internet, but I'm going to give them a call. So yeah, get right back to this. All right, you guys, we're at 50 in the front, 35 in the back now. Got our little valve stem hiccup. I had to go get my compressor out, which I was trying to avoid, but sometimes stuff happens. But let's go take for a little drive down the street, see what it looks like. I'm excited. All right, it's getting hot out where I live, right at that time of year where it's cooling off, but still getting hot out during the daytime. That's why it probably looks so red. But I'm just gonna go the other way now. We're just gonna kind of roll down the street, and we will see. So my earlier comment, some of you guys may have caught it about different tire brands needing different pressures. Totally different ply rating on these tires, and that didn't occur to me until after I pulled back up to my house. These are 12 plies, and I had 10 plies. So yeah, it's different. Definitely gonna behave differently than 10 plies would. Let's go have a look. All right, so just from driving down the street a little bit, you can see I've still got, it's lightly touching on the edges here. You can see it on the inside here too, just a little bit. Pretty much the same story on this side. About inch and a half, depending on the lug, and then just a little bit on the inside. And then the rears, just like that. Oh, you can see one of the old marks too. So these 12 plies are definitely a little different for chalking. So on the old Kellys, the 10 plies, at 35 and 55, it was like a clean wipe right across them. So we're gonna have to figure out this 12 ply action. I'm not really sure. So I'm probably gonna go lock things up at home, and then we'll go for a highway drive, see how they behave, and see if any of this chalk comes off while we're driving down the highway. You're going over bumps and stuff. So let's go. All right, so here we go for a drive with them. So what I don't want to do is underinflate my tires severely, right? That can cause handling issues, right? So back in the United States anyway, during the Obama era, they pushed having your tires properly inflated to increase fuel economy, right? So to a certain extent. You know, I love good fuel economy, and when I'm cruising down the highway in my truck, I usually get about 21 miles per gallon as it is. So pretty happy with my fuel economy on the old Kellys, but I want to keep them in the same ballpark. So like I said earlier in the video, it was 55 and 35. Right now I'm rocking 50 and 35. Why do I have 35 in the back? I don't know. That was just a number that sounded good. And right now, the way it looks, the front and the backs are about the same. They've got that little patch of chalk just on the edge. But we're just gonna go for a little cruise and see how they're wearing after a cruise, and go from there. So, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, you can give it the thing, like everybody says, the thumbs up. I don't have many videos, so you can subscribe if you want to. I'm going to be doing these, you know what, subscribe, because I'm going to be reviewing these tires throughout the winter time. So go ahead and subscribe. They seem like a sweet deal. I got a good buddy discount on them, but I paid less than I was going to pay for the Milestar Patagonia XTs. Those were the tires I was going to go get. They didn't have any. I really needed tires. These ones, still three-peak Mountain Snowflake. I decided, screw it, let's just get them. So I think for the Patagonias, I was going to pay right around $300 a tire, and I want to say these were a little bit less. So a few bucks different. Still a good-looking tire. We're going to see what's up. Yeah, and watch out for upcoming videos on how these things do throughout the winter time where I live. Thanks for watching.